Previously on Critically Stupid. Okay, for those of you that maybe don't remember what happened last week, or those of you that didn't watch last week, which not cool. Anyway, I admit I got a little murdery again, but look, there were things after Josh Pat and that's my dog. I would die for him. Anyway, Cerulean and Tess had disappeared and we lost Cerulean. And Tess came back as a cow with an insatiable appetite. We ended up exploring Garath Manor and encountered some kind of apparition, and the cow just threw something at him and he disappeared, but not before giving Arnold some kind of fortune card. And honestly, I can't even begin to know what it all means or even understand what happened with Cerulean. We found Lady Yalagrahan upstairs barricaded in her library, and there was some kind of, I guess, mercenary there as well, and a nimble right. Lady Gralhan had some kind of gem, I guess, stone on some kind of necklace. Meanwhile, like her husband is in dire straits, but she seems more focused on this necklace, and she threw it at the nimble right. But I decided to try and stop it. I hurled Gareth's dagger at it, thinking maybe he would just kind of teleport to maybe catch it. That it did not. It did not work out like I had planned. We ended up with Garath stuck to the ceiling, hanging onto his dagger, and the nimble right with the gem. And the last thing that I heard from him was return me to my home. And then he jumped out a window. I want to murder everybody.
With that, what's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning into soon-to-be world-famous D&D Real Play podcast, Critically Stupid. I am your host, Alexander James. I am the Dungeon Master. My favorite part of last episode was probably Dianna throwing Gareth's dagger and pinning the gemstone to the ceiling, because it was a very quick decision that she made without really like hemming and hawing about it. And I loved it. I thought it was super cool. Let's go, Garath.
My name is Garion. I play Garath, and my favorite moment was immediately after that quick and awesome decision with the reflex and the precision of throwing the knife, and when I completely fucking biffed it. Mel, you go, or Dianna, go.
I set you up for success, and you just That's not the first time that's happened either. My
Your
name
life is
Dianna.
disappointment.
Yeah, my life for like in the campaign.
Really? You're gonna be like that
Sorry.
today, of all days? Pain. My name is Dianna. I play Mel. My favorite part of last episode was it actually I was really pumped for the Stevie Wildcard character. I thought that was super cool. I'm a little bummed that we didn't get to see more of him. I hope he shows up again and Tess refrains from throwing shit at him.
No promises.
I mean, Stevie might be the only NPC I don't murder tonight. Just because I really like Steven.
Do you want to like tell the listener what's happening tonight, or are you just going to be
why I'm
randomly
murdering
violent?
everybody?
I think it'd be funny to keep it a mystery.
It would be funny to keep it a mystery. It would make more sense if like we were releasing at the same time that, you know what I mean? Because like by the time this episode comes out, this loss will hopefully be.
You'll have gotten over it.
I mean, do we ever truly get over it? Not really. But no, I'm real sour because we lost the divisional round. Bengals played great and defense just didn't fucking show up. Just didn't want to play today. Like there was one, he fucking just stood there. Like he did this flip thing and just fucking stood there. I'm like, you're playing, dude. Maybe tackle the guy with the ball. No, we're not gonna do that. Okay.
She is talking about the fantasy Waterdeep team, the Buffalo Bulls, obviously. I'll hop in here. Tess, why don't you go?
Fantasy Bengals.
I guess my favorite part was when Tess saw the bees. Tess saw and heard some bees, and that was pretty exciting. Yeah.
Keep rolling like shit, and you'll see and hear many more bees.
Oh yeah. I plan on it.
A threat.
No, that's just a fact. That's just.
All right, Arnold. I think you're next.
I'm Anthony. I play Arnold. My favorite part was definitely Stevie Wildcard's character in general, and also I love the fact that he was just like unceremoniously dismissed from the scene. I thought that was awesome. I was really excited because I did want to talk to him more, but I was like, that means he's gonna live, and Diana doesn't get a chance to murder him today. So yes, my best friend will live on in this character.
I'm not gonna murder Steve. I mean, unless he tries to murder us.
No, I loved it. I mean, we'll see.
I'm going to be so honest. I have zero recollection of Stevie Wildcard. I must have been playing with my ass cheeks last session. I don't know what the hell going on.
It was okay. Do you remember? It was the guy.
He was like the Cheshire Cat.
Yes, my second favorite part.
Yeah. No, I'm back.
Threw the knife behind him. I didn't expect to get away with that nonsense, but I did. So not that we needed it.
The image of Garion playing with his ass cheeks.
I chose not to imagine that. Intentionally, consciously made a decision not to.
All right. Let's dive into it. You are all standing in, 3/4 of you are standing in Lady Yala Gralhun's freshly seawatered library. The water that has exploded from this Nimblewright is not inconsequential. You're standing about shin deep in water. It's covered the floor, the books, the furniture is sort of like propped up on it. And there seems to be like a bubble of a moment where everybody is sort of like shocked to their core and doesn't move. Everybody's like, what the fuck just happened? Lady Yala Gralhun's eyes are the size of dinner plates. Her husband behind her is sort of like pressed up against a bookshelf, sort of like trying to make himself as small as possible. Yeah, exactly. And then I imagine there's some sort of like strained wiggling as Garath is just hanging from the ceiling by a dagger. Garath, how you doing up there?
You know what? Couldn't be better. Dry as a bone.
Dry as a bone. I think there is there's a shocked cry from behind you, and a deep set grunt. And you all turn in time to see this huge half-orc bodyguard that is sort of like keeping Yala Gralhun safe. Take the flat of his double-handed sword and just baseball swing one of these fiends away from him. but it actually deflects one of these dark leather armor bound fiends as they run past and actually go for the mediocre white man pressing himself against the books behind her.
No, not the white man.
Not the white man.
No, definitely the white man.
This bandit pulls a wicked looking dagger from his hip and gets himself behind Arond Growlhund and holds it to his throat. And Erstal Floxen wipes seawater off of his face and in a very thick Russian accent says, "Now it is time for us to talk. It is time. Listen to me. The time for action. Yes, this will come again. But I am standing here and I want answers. Who are you? Who are you? You individuals."
Is he talking to us?
He is talking to you.
Did you practice your Russian accent?
No.
Are you sure?
I don't believe
You
you.
definitely did.
Because
I
I
was-
could tell.
He addresses you sort of like generally as a group.
So, okay, I know you just painted this picture, but I was a little distracted. But who is he holding exactly? So he's
The
holding
husband.
Yala Groundhund? Like he's
So
holding...
Aaron.
the Erstal Floxen is not holding anybody. One of his brigands has got Lady Yala Growlhund's husband by the neck by a dagger.
Okay.
That's the ogre?
The half orc is the bodyguard.
Yes.
So the scene, Lady Yala Growlhund, powerful, imposing, regal. Her half orc bodyguard, strong, imposing, double-handed greatsword. Her husband, a mediocre white man, currently being held by a brigand. There is Erstal Floxen and then another brigand. So that's sort of like, and then you ding dogs.
I don't. Who the fuck is Erstal
I
Floxen?
also have that question, yeah.
You know, they're like holding a hostage that we have no investment in.
I would love somebody to ask the question.
Can Garath, like, just from the ceiling, still hanging there? Kill him! We don't care!
Erstal Floxen looks up at you and says, "Of course you must care. This is your benefactor, yes, the same as mine. He has betrayed us both."
My question was above table because I think I'm supposed to know who Erstal. Like the name doesn't even ring a bell to my memory, not even a little.
You have never met this person before.
Okay.
He is assuming that you know of him, but you do not. So you are not missing anything, Diana. Your memory is doing just fine.
So he said something about him being our benefactor.
The same as his.
Okay. Well, if he's our benefactor, I guess don't kill him. I had no idea we were being paid to be here.
I love that you're on the ceiling.
You're getting paid
The whole
to do
time,
this?
just like swinging.
Yeah, Garrett, give me just a basic dex check just to see like how good your grip is, I guess.
Okay, hold on.
Doesn't it burn your hands too? Like your hands?
No, it only burns it when I initially grab it to teleport.
When he steps out of the ethereal plane, it burns him to remind him of what he's done.
Which is...
Yeah, which is...
I'm still stuck on, like, you guys are getting paid? What the fuck?
That's
Yeah,
what I'm
right?
saying. I got a 15 plus 3 is 18.
All right, your grip's pretty solid. I think you're used to hanging out.
Just
Hanging around.
Swear to God.
But Erstal Floxen, who I'm pretty sure introduced himself last episode, and if he didn't, well, guess what, dear listener, his name's Erstal Floxen. Looks up at you and says, his brow kind of like pulls, and again, like this guy's face is like deeply, freshly burned. So it pulls into shadow and bits of like raw flesh in a way that almost turns his face into a mask. And he says, he has betrayed the both of us, yes. You want him dead the same as me. He tried to kill us just now. You saw it.
You know, I'm not the most perceptive fella. I'm going to be honest with you. I was lurking around, you know, a lot of chaos out there in that concert. I'm not the most upstanding character, so I came in here to loot because this is where rich people live.
So,
and then all of a sudden, there was a shiny stone thrown in the air. I tried to grab it, and then now the whole place is flooded, and you're trying to kill a man. So who am I to say what's going on and who betrayed who?
That was more synopsis than Bestie gave.
Hey, first of all, rude. And second, hit it, DJ.
You guys missed it.
We did. I love it.
I
It's my favorite thing.
intentionally have like 80 different things up so it'll happen.
You're just like holding your computer's head under the surface while some
Kinda.
just like a bubbly effect. I
It's
love
like
it.
you're just waterboarding your computer.
Oh my.
Anthony, did I miss you?
No, I was just gonna ask. Because before like Arnold steps in and says anything, how does Urstel respond to what he just said about being a thief and coming in not knowing?
Did not say I was a thief. I just said I was, quote, not the most upstanding character.
I thought you
You
literally
were looting.
didn't you tell him
Yeah,
specifically
you
you were
say you were
looting?
here to loot.
I was trying to interrupt him.
I
What I was trying to do.
said I was looting, but I did not say I was a thief.
One of my favorite things about Gareth's character is that very rarely does Garath actually get caught in a lie. Garion the person is really, really good at telling the truth in a really shitty way that just like makes it not quite a lie. So I can't actually most times get him to roll a deception check because technically the little idiot isn't lying. But guess what, Garion? Roll a deception check.
The trick is just to be good at lying in real life. I still think about when Tim came back and he was just like, "You lied to me," and so I lied more. Hold on, where's my D20 at? There it is. Okay, deception.
Yes, sir.
Okay, 14 plus 4 is 18 again. Wow.
All right. Wow. Rolling pretty good today, Garath.
For now.
I think a measure of the hostility eases off his face just a little bit. You see his brow lighten. But he's not fully at ease by any means. And you actually hear Lady Yala Gralhun snort dismissively and say, "Oh, yes, thieves. Of course you are. Parasites, the lot of you." I was
Swear to God, I'll murder her.
I just point at her from up there. Fuck you, lady. I'm taking your shit later.
Yeah, so are you going to do it from the ceiling, dear boy? It's a 30-foot drop between you and the floor.
Will murder the fuck out of everybody in this room. Keep talking shit, lady.
But she turns to, so one thing that I am going to try to avoid in this, I've got a lot of NPCs with different voices. I am going to try to avoid to the best of my ability to not talk to myself. So if you guys could help me out with that, that'd be so fucking great. All right, if 3/4 of you could help me out with that, that'd be great. Thanks, Diana.
It's gonna be like a voice recording session for Family Guy. It's just Seth MacFarlane in a room by himself.
Yeah, except I've got no talent, money, or class, so I've got that going for me.
Just like Seth MacFarlane.
You have a class. Look at you dressed up all fancy.
Okay, so can Arnold say something? Like, okay, so Arnold looks forward. He's like, I don't know anything about looting. I'm literally obviously barred. I came here to figure out what's going on with the prize. Everyone left right after our song, but it seemed like we were gonna win. I just want to know what I have to do about that.
I believe my major domo will be handling those sort of dull and paltry affairs. I don't have any.
Okay, I look at Mel and I'm just like, we can kill her now. I don't
Can Gareth from up top be like, can you really afford to talk all fucking pretentious like that? In shin deep in nimble water.
Yeah. Oh, God Almighty. Speaking of the nimble water, Tess, your very sensitive sense of smell immediately recognizes the stench of this seawater as the exact same water that you just smelled only moments ago on the other side of the butthole door in your homeworld.
Yes. So Tess is kind of freaking out about that, deciding that she doesn't really give a fuck what's going on in this room. She wants to figure out what's going on with the water. So she's pretending that she's just a cow. She can't talk. She's pretending.
Holy fuck, you're a cow. Oh,
Are you a cow again?
I'm a cow. Yeah,
She's
yeah.
a cow.
She originally was going to catch Garath as in cow form.
Oh, I
didn't let
forgot
go.
about
Tess is
that.
kind of just tooling around, her nose in the water like a cow, grazing, trying to like sniff
She's
stuff out.
just
and
like
not saying
somehow
anything,
eating
but she's like, "I'm a
hay
cow."
inside.
I think Lady Yala Gralhun says, yes, and if you could take your animal out of here, that would be just How did you get it in here?
Tess just drops like
Very
a cow pie on
carefully.
the floor. Like she just like lifts her tail and just like cow plop in the water and just keeps.
Is this
kinda
gonna
walking.
be like another poo to water ratio thing? Like how many cow
Oh,
pies are you
Mm.
dropping?
Throwback.
Great callback,
Yeah.
Diana. Let's go. Okay. I think Lady Yala Gralhun's husband starts wriggling because obviously he's got the dagger sort of pointed at his throat.
Yeah, I was gonna say like to Lady Yala, whatever the fuck, like
That's her name.
yeah.
Yala,
Like
whatever the fuck.
that's her husband. Like, honey, you don't seem too concerned about the fact that there's a knife on your husband's throat. You guys fighting or
She says, these rapscallions may have been staying at my domicile for quite some time now, but I know them. They work for me. They would never harm the hand that feeds. Listen, you might not know this, young miss, having not swam in my circles, but
We're literally
The-
swimming in your water right now.
I know we're
Swimming.
swimming in your water right now.
Literally.
my
your
metaphorical waters. But
You're a metaphorical bitch.
But you hear Orand pipe up, that is her husband, and say, oh gosh, please don't kill me. Hi, hey, this is, God, whoo, well, somebody could help me out here. And the brigand tightens his grip. He's got Orand by like his longish brown hair, and is digging this knife into him. And Erstal Floxen says, this was nowhere in the plan to kidnap that man. Yes, I recognize him now. And he points at Rainier Neverember, who is actually still with you, cowering. Not cowering, but sort of like in the back of this group, because God forbid I pull a fucking fifth voice out of my hat.
He's still hammered, just swaying around.
Yeah, he's drunk as shit back there, whatever. But
Bill's
Ursula
just lost. He's having an awful time, just so drunk.
Rainier Neverember is the biggest Buffalo Bulls fan you've ever met. And he is doing great. But Ursula Floxen points at him. He is talking to Lady Yala Gralhund, and he says, this was not part of the plan. We were to take this person, and then you have betrayed us. Yes.
I have an idea. What if you let the guy go? He seems nice, and then kill that lady. She's kind of rude.
We clearly don't know what you're talking about. So why don't you fill us in and then we'll see what we can do to help? Because we don't think it's cool when someone that you think is your friend, as our bard will chime in, then turns around and does something shitty and betrays you. So why don't you tell us what happened and we'll see what we can do?
Give me a persuasion check, please.
Oh, it's like
Diana.
you think I can read after all
Before you roll that, if one of your party members wants to chime in to give you advantage,
Hey, yo,
maybe-
bard.
I don't have any of my inspiration left, so I can't.
you can
It's
still make
like-
a compelling argument, and I could perhaps
Okay.
give Diana advantage.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I just imagine this like in the middle of this flooded room, and we're like arguing for the sake of this guy's life, and then Arnold just like slowly moves his guitar over his shoulder.
Yeah. So okay. So I could cast. I'm interested. I haven't done like a charm person in a while. But instead of that, so I just want to look forward and just be like, honestly, we're all in this water together at this point. None of us really understand what's going on with the exception.
not.
I was like, I don't know what he's going through. He's hanging on for dear life. Very strong grip. Appreciate it. That's crazy. No way I have that upper body strength. So yeah. So, but Arnold's just like, Okay, but will you just
Garath does deadlifts in his spare time.
That's all he's doing. It's he's lifting bags, just hoping it's money one day. You know,
Practicing with bags of sand.
I'm walking around with bags of sand over my shoulder. I'm like tiptoeing as practice.
I think you do like this full like montage, eye of the tiger, fantasy eye of the fantasy tiger, like just working out. Yeah. Anywho.
But so Arnold looks forward and he's just like, you know, we're all in this together at this point, but we just explained to us how that man who seems kind of nice tried to murder us. I see how his wife may be, you know, murderable, considering the fact that she's completely dismissing me and the fact that I'm probably owed an award of some sort.
I'm willing to murder her if that helps.
But you know, but what I'm saying is, will you just kind of fill us in and, you know, maybe put the weapons down? Maybe we could talk about this a little.
All right, Diana, roll persuasion with advantage. So roll twice, take the higher of the two, please.
We did it.
Oh, well, that was shitty. It's definitely not that one. That's the night I'm having.
At least you get to roll again.
Thank God, because that was a fucking one. I know.
You can
I gotta
only roll
drink
better.
more is the thing. Like, whenever I drink, I do better. I'm clearly not drunk enough.
That's a great mindset.
Oh, this was hella better. Hold on. Thank God for that advantage. That brings me to an 18.
All
right. Who are you? Are you asking Lady Yala Gralhund or Urstel Floxen?
No, I'm asking whoever was just talking and saying like you've been betrayed, like we've been betrayed, blah blah blah. And
all right.
And saying I don't know
The
what the
Russian
fuck you're
guy.
talking about.
Urstel Floxen says in his very good Russian accent
that he's definitely not been practicing ahead of time.
he was born this way, and it's a little offensive that you would actually even bring that up.
He woke up like this.
Sorry, Lady Gaga.
He says, as crazy as it may seem, I do believe you. I am thinking that you are victims, like I am, yes, of this lady's treachery and betrayal. Okay, so I will tell you what has happened. I am a humble mercenary, a swordsman of trade who has been hired by this snake to do some humble tasks. One of these tasks, listen, you and we are members of the same crowd. We are cut from the same cloth, except perhaps the cow. I'm not quite sure. Maybe what we have in common.
We're literally wearing her cloth.
Yeah.
God damn it, Arnold.
Sorry.
How dare you be witty and clever, you bastard.
I know that's Garion's role. Why'd you take that from him?
I may be funny occasionally, but witty and clever rarely.
That's true. That's why we have Jess. But he says, the lady Yala Gralhund paid me to kidnap Rainier Neverember, the buffoon you have with you. Yes, him there, the one that is trying to shrink away from me and not make eye contact. What's up?
You didn't blow him a kiss.
Yeah, he did.
That's metal as fuck.
Can I ask? So, like, obviously, while he's talking, you know, I'm getting a good look at this guy. You know, would I have recognized ever seeing him or maybe his shape before?
Be more specific.
Because, like, you know, I'm just wondering if he was related to the people who are throwing like the explosive gems and all of that. And like, I did see a shadow on the roof. I did see a couple, you know, questionable.
Give me an insight check, please, Arnold.
Okay.
And you know what? I'll give you fucking advantage too. That was a great call.
Insight check. I got a 21.
Oh shit.
Okay, that's quite good. Arnold, you recognize that this is a big guy, broad-shouldered, muscular.
It's a Dorito of a man.
He is a Dorito of a human being. He's covered in orange dust, and he's delicious. But
what Dorito meat? I'm gonna let it go. Continue.
Amongst his other tortilla-based characteristics, one thing that you notice is that the burns on his face and hands and sort of just like generally all over, super fresh, like last couple of days fresh. And putting those
almost
two
like that
facts,
fire near Troll Skull Manor fresh.
You remember the dim silhouette of a black cloaked individual limping away from the fire at Troll Skull Manor after, I can't remember who it was, but somebody saw him going through the pockets of one of the dead people in the alleyway.
Above table. I'm sorry. I don't remember a fire. My
Was this before my time?
This was before Jess's time.
Okay.
Don't worry, Diana. It was a while ago. There was an explosion outside Troll Skull on your opening night. There were several dead mercenaries in the alleyway and a dead rock gnome. This is where
before he did Weekend at Bernie's.
That's before we did
Just
Weekend at
before that,
Bernie's.
yeah.
Arnold found a necklace of fireball, sort of like gems with one missing. And
a
you
few
actually
grenades.
saw the nimble right for only the second time run towards the temple.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's coming back. Thank you.
So from that scene, Arnold, you recognize what
That was
could
him.
be this
Or what
guy's
could-
shape.
okay.
Yeah. But it
Fair
would make
enough.
sense with the burns on his person.
Yes. Okay, cool.
But he continues to say, we were hired to kidnap Rainier Neverember. The job got a little complicated. Yes, it got out of hand as things do. The darker gangs of the city came and got involved, and things became convoluted. But we were on our way to our goal when this lady, and he points at Yala Gralhund, tried to kill us. Me and my men. And I tell you what, she killed a lot of my men successfully. So,
Well,
please, sir, continue from the ceiling. Are you okay?
yeah, no, I'm fine. Thank you so much for your concern. I appreciate it. Personally, we have plenty of both opportunity and motive. It's not looking good for you, lady. Going to be real.
Did she
Lady-
tell? Did you know why you needed to kidnap Rainier Neverember?
I am but humble fisherman who fishes in certain waters. Why I fish there, it is none of my concern. I am here to feed my family. Somebody says, "Hey, Ustur, fish in that river." I fish in that river. If I catch shark, I catch shark. If I catch guppy,
Gareth up from the ceiling, just like, yeah, they don't ask questions. It's like a whole part of the thing. They make a really big deal about it.
No, I mean I respect that. That's fine. I respect that. I just figure I had to ask just to see.
Lady Yala Gralhund pipes up and says, "Oh, excuse me. This fiend is I will not stand to be disgraced in my own household. This fiend is lying to you. I killed nobody."
Well, why don't you tell us your side of the story then too?
Honestly, she doesn't have to. I kind of don't care if he's lying. I like him a lot better. He just seems a lot more polite and mild mannered.
He's more polite. So let's say that. But why don't you tell us your side and we'll strongly recommend that you tell the actual truth because we do like the other guy better. And I'm feeling real murdery after the Buffalo Bulls game.
No, I'm not gonna say that. The Buffalo Bulls
rigged
actually
it.
won today, Bestie. At the
Swear to God.
Somehow Mel kills the DM. How did
yeah,
this happen?
right? Shoots enough arrows into the sky that one of them gets to me.
An
Um,
arrow
Bill
just
kills
sticks
God.
himself into Alex's temple.
Diana, I'm so sorry. Mel, you see Lady Yala Gralhund's face shift a little bit. It grows
Also a big Bills fan. Sorry.
She loves the Buffalo Bulls. She's wearing a Buffalo Bulls jersey under her ball gown. Anyway, her face softens and she says, My dear friends, perhaps it would be better if we started again. I fear we have gotten off on a little bit of the wrong foot. It's been a stressful evening for all of us, wouldn't you say? I thank you for coming to my party. I'm so glad you could make it. Dear boy, there, yes, with the I believe they call that a lute.
I'm a man. I know.
My dear loot-laden companion. I trust me when I say that you will get your full share of the winnings, and your name will be tooted.
It's official. We
around
won.
town.
I'd like everyone to know this. You need to make sure that it's everyone in the
Across
town
all the posters. I will hire
Thank you.
criers in all of the town square to say that you have won Lady Yalagralhan's Battle of the Bards most successfully. I do apologize for my tone, of course. I again, as I say, stressful evening for all of us. Here is what happened. This fiend has taken occupants in my residence. A humble tradesman in the city, myself, my husband, we give to many charitable organizations. I'm not quite sure if you've heard of Fabulous Toys and Tobacco. We generate most of their charitable goods and services come from us. We are good people, and these well, I suppose there's no other way to say it. These black network thugs have come and lived in
Racist,
our
but okay.
house. It's the name of their association. I didn't invent it. They're also called the Zentarim. But in the moment there, I forgot the name of it. And I'm sorry. I'm a human person with emotions, and I'm a little overwhelmed.
Yeah, you say
I
they
feel
were like living in your house, like they were really budging in on your privacy. Don't you have like 18 guest bedrooms?
Yes, and they take 4 of them, dear boy. There's 3 of them. What do they need one for their bags?
Can you please tell us why you wanted our friend Rainier? He's one of my best friends, and I don't appreciate the fact you wanted someone to murder him.
All right, my dear friends. I think it's time for us to all come a little honest now, isn't it?
Picking on you, bitch.
Jeez,
Now,
yeah,
yeah,
I feel
listen,
Coming
gaslit.
honestly this whole time.
I have been. Hey there.
I need that fucking truth thing that Arnold's got. Jesus, I got no patience.
I
for
feel,
that.
Hey,
I feel
zone of-
like she checked off every box in the gaslight little handbook. Like she's just like,
I'm-
okay, well, I'm
That's
the
what I'm
victim.
saying. I am doing so much therapy right now, bestie. I
Right?
know
I'm just like,
gaslighting
I'm
when I
triggered.
see it.
I
She's
don't like
also-
you at all. I'm gonna sharpen my hooves.
Yeah, I was thinking about using Zone of Truth, but I feel like she's already obfuscated enough. Like, she's going to continue to do it and just be like, I didn't murder anyone. No, she didn't. She's telling the truth about that.
She takes the
Yeah.
Gareth
Did you
path out of telling
hire
the truth.
someone to murder somebody
Yeah,
else?
exactly. Are
I
you
mean, it's all about
responsible for
asking the
anyone's steps?
questions.
She says, "Now, my dear friends, I do think it's time for a wee spot of honesty between us as bosom people. Yes, I did hire Erstal Floxen's services to kidnap one Rainier Neverember. I'm not sure if you know this, but the weaving fellow behind you there is the son of the ex-Open Lord of Waterdeep, who embezzled 500,000 gold dragons from the city. So." Not quite sure why you're hanging out with him. He's bad people. But
Do you usually hold the children of criminals responsible for their parents' crimes? Is that like a thing?
Yo, you taking him hostage?
no, hey, listen,
Are you
nobody's
gonna
taking...
hold Rainier for ransom?
Ooh, that's pleasant to say, right?
Rainier for ransom.
She says, no, hey, of course not. He escaped fair and square. Okay. I accept the cards as they're put in front of me. But I know that he knows of a certain key to a certain vault with 500,000 gold dragons behind it. And I wanted the money. Yes, this is... If my crime is being passionate about gold, then so be it.
So can I I've never done this with minor illusion, so like if this isn't okay, you let me know. But I know I can make from a whisper to a scream sound, and I can choose where it is, right? So what I'd like to do is I'd like to whisper into Garion's ear, way up there. You know what I mean? So no one else near us could hear what I'm saying to him.
What do you want to say?
Eat nothings.
Yeah. Oh, well, first of all, I want to say,
Hey, baby.
sure, like super impressed. That's awesome that you're up there. But
What are you wearing?
What are you wearing? No, but I want to be like, I'm hearing a quest. There's gold in this for us if we keep Rainier alive. So I'm gonna tell him you're pretty high up there, but I have Featherfall. So anytime you want to come down, just like give me a sign and I'll cast it on you if you want, and I can slow your fall. Like no death involved. So. Okay, yeah, just like one of those.
Very minimal death.
Yeah, Gareth super like not sadly.
Yeah. Yeah.
He does that with the hand that's holding the dagger, though. And then falls anyway.
Fucking wily coyotes in the air. She says, the Stone of Galore is the key to opening the vault with 500,000 gold dragons behind it. I had it in my grasp before this fiend, this rapscallion, this scourge, this affliction came with his thugs and his bandits and his brigands and ruined my party and upset my house. And I attempted to give it to my nimble right for safekeeping. I had it fair and square. Yes, you saw it in my possession. It was mine. So an equal transference of goods and services. And I think we're all good here. Yes? Yes?
Nimblewright took it,
Okay.
right? Refresh my memory.
Yep.
About
Yep.
the number. Okay, thank you.
Gareth is just, first of all, Gareth is just gonna yell, Arnold, this is the sign, and then he like yanks the knife out of the wall.
So as he falls, I just like instinctively be like, "Ring," and just like cast Featherfall onto it. So,
All right, Gareth, you pull the knife out of the ceiling and you fall, and the air thickens in a marshmallowy textured pillow beneath you. Roll a dex
Does he-
save really quick.
Does he land on the cow?
Well, that's what he's rolling right now. RN.
Oh, okay.
Is that? Am I rolling to avoid the cow?
The cow's forgotten why she's standing under you. She's just minding her own fucking business.
I think you found something tasty and you're just like, oh yeah.
Yeah, she's
what's
just kind of
this?
sniffing, and she's
All
also
right.
looking at Josh P, who's like his head's just barely above water, being like, "Do you want to hitch a ride?" Like,
Josh P is safely above water. It's very
Oh,
important
okay.
that we make this
Josh
clear.
P is actually safely on your back, riding you like a
I was
little
gonna say
cowboy.
I was inviting him onto my back. I mean, like, "Do you want to?"
I just imagine like the cow grabs him by his little puppy scruff and like throws him back on
Awesome.
there.
Yeah,
and,
he's like, "Come here."
like Mel.
No, nobody rolls for that. It's delightful and I love it.
Okay.
I rolled a 5, by the way.
All right, you are
Oh.
dumped unceremoniously in seawater.
Right
Like you
next
don't
to
take
me,
any
though.
you don't take any damage
Yeah.
and you get really close to the cow and then you just like backflop into like seawater and you're soaked all the way through.
So
Yeah.
I get up, I kind of dust myself off,
Sputtering and coughing.
yeah. And
Because
then,
water tastes like shit.
I look at the guy whose name I have no shot of remembering. The really
Urstel
well-spoken Russian guy.
Erstal Floxen.
That's the one, I guess.
With his
Dude, as
amazing
soon
Russian
as you
accent.
said it, I forgot it. That's crazy. Anyway, I look at him. I'm like, okay, I have an idea. You're here for revenge, right? You want to take revenge on this lady because she betrayed you and killed your men.
I want revenge, yes, and I also want the stone.
Okay. Now, the stone is unfortunately no longer here, so we'll burn that bridge when we get to it, I guess. For now, what if
I don't think that is the phrase.
it's
that was the
close
phrase in
enough.
my town as well.
Maybe-
Like that's what I knew.
Is he not freshly burned? Maybe we don't use that phrase.
Yes, I
It
find
seems
this
a little
very
creepy.
offensive, actually. The lady is right.
Anyway, we'll worry about the stone later. For now, I think, what if you don't actually want Rainier Neverember, right? The job is concluded. The contract is foregone.
We have accepted payment for this plan. Yes.
Okay, so what if we leave here with Rainier Neverember to go find out, maybe there is 500,000 dragons somewhere, maybe there isn't, who knows? And then you do whatever you need to do here with no witnesses.
Now this is good plan. Yes, I do say this man. What is your name?
I don't feel comfortable sharing that information, if I can be quite
Come
honest
now,
with you.
we are friends, are we not? Yes.
I have-
Bosom companions.
The bard says we're all friends, so
It's true.
That
He
is-
turns to the bard and says, "What is your name?"
No,
No,
Arnold,
he doesn't. He
don't
doesn't.
tell
He
him.
didn't, he didn't say it in his character voice, and he's talking to Gareth right now.
No, Arnold, don't tell her.
That would be Arnold's like truest test, though, wouldn't it?
There's no chance he'd get out of this. There's
Okay,
it
anyway,
just couldn't happen. Your newest best friend's name is Arnold Stevenson. First and last name.
Gives him a business card.
First and last name, social security number.
As a matter of fact, my first name is written on a painting in the other room, just right
Oh my
next
God,
door.
that's right.
In fact, here's a copy of my fingerprint in case you ever need to unlock my phone. Anyway,
No, he's
Gareth,
talking to Gareth.
Gareth will go like, my name is Gareth.
Now, Garath, this is a good plan that you say, Garath. I am a big fan of no witnesses. I am afraid that the sort of commotion we've got here in the villa tonight will attract attention. So I am thinking perhaps it would be best if you went your way and I went my way. Perhaps we could exchange contact information. I feel like we are of like mind, and we could perhaps exchange some goods and services between us. And I will handle her, and then you can go about your business.
That sounds great to me. I have a few words of wisdom before we depart. One, if anyone asks questions, there was a weird fabric in the whole of reality that tore open at the concert. Weird goobers ran around stabbing a lot of people, a lot of commotion. They probably came in here and stabbed that woman. Who knows? Just if anybody asks.
Everybody's face pulls into confusion, and they all have the same look of like, what the hell are you talking about?
It's a long story. It'll make sense when you step outside. Anyway, if I'm not going to leave you any contact.
So Arnold like steps in because he's all excited. He's like, they don't know this. They don't know what's going on. So he just like steps in. He's like, so there was this whole commotion. And he's just like playing music. And like
Garrett just like cuts him off. He's like, if you want to talk more, talk to the bartender at Trollskull Manor. He knows how to find me.
Okay.
It is me.
It's just you with a mustache.
Yeah.
It could also be Floon, to be fair.
Tess. You are going to take 3 points of damage
No.
as a blue and green-black pincer rises up from this water that you're sort of snuffling around
Fucking
and
shellfish.
snaps at your nose and draws a little blood. Gets a little violent.
Went right for the nose.
What does Josh P do about this?
I was about to say, I don't think Josh P would like that one bit.
Josh P starts barking immediately. However, and Mel, obviously, feel free to correct me if I don't want to make assumptions about Josh Peasy, but doesn't jump down because he doesn't like being wet.
Yeah, that's fair. It's gross water. So can Tess like stomp at the thingy?
Sure, yeah. Give me a basic attack. You're going to roll a d20, and you are going to add 1 to it.
I think that if Mel heard Josh P like sort of barking in an angry way, she would probably like instinctively almost like
100%.
Put her hand on Bo to like pull it out and turn to see what's going on over there.
Roll the 21.
Did you roll a nat 20?
I rolled I added 1 to it. So it's
okay. Yeah. It's a critical hit. It means that whatever you've done like the best possible version. So in this specific instance, when you roll damage, you're going to roll 2 times the damage. So you're going to roll the same dice twice. And the dice you're going to roll, because you are a cow, is, I'm pretty sure, 1d6. So you're going to roll 2d6.
I'm going to put d6 and then I put 2 in the thingy.
Correct.
Okay. 8.
Okay. Goddamn. Okay. Yeah. You stomp down into this water and you hear a sharp crack, almost like a baby carrot snapping in half. And then you immediately hear a voice say,
so pumped for whatever accent you pull
I know,
out of your
right?
ass right now.
Say, oh gosh, now that hurt real bad, missus. Please don't do that again.
She does it again. She's real mad about her nose.
I'm gonna wait really quick. Gary, you're good?
Yep, sorry, I was replugging in my headset.
Okay. And Jess, I think you sort of like instinctively pull your head out of this water as something snaps at you. And you pull a mottled green and blue lobster out of the water. It's diminutive. It's much smaller than a normal lobster. It almost looks like a crab. This is sort of like the general size, but it's got big pincers like a lobster. However, it is talking to you in common in a very peculiar high pitched voice, and it makes beady eye contact at you with its eye stalks. And you see like a portion of its tail is sort of like cracked and bent from your hoof. And it says like, "Oh,
how does Josh Pat feel about this thing that just came out?"
I'm gonna say very confused and bewildered. Backs all the way up to Tess's butt.
Okay,
like as
but he's
far
not
away
growling or
Yeah.
anything.
She sticks
Not
her
yet.
tail up to kind of like wrap around him and keep him safe from the lobster. She's like, "Oh,
Key thing to say right there. Yeah. But you hear this lobster say, "Oh, now that was awful mean of you.
well, you pinched my nose.
You put your nose in my water.
This is my water.
That's not true at all.
Yeah, I should have. It's mine now."
You
Blatant
seem to be of the
lie.
bovine persuasion, and I'm a water-bearing creature."
Okay, can I ask him if he knows anything about the lobsters that were back in my homeland? Because that's what's really freaking her out.
How do you phrase that, Tess? You don't necessarily have to go full character voice, but like, I'm
Okay.
curious how you would ask that question.
She'd be like, tired of your bullshit. Do you know anything about some giant murderous lobsters that might be in the Fey world saying whatever the fuck they were saying?
Oh, it sounds like you're talking about the Chul.
What's the chul?
They're like me, but a lot bigger. They got nasty pincers and they're real dumb. Not like me. I'm a smart boy.
What would they, why are they going around murdering people? What are they doing?
Well, you're just following orders. You know, after
Orders.
a certain time, the Chul lose their brain stems. It sort of drains into their spinal cord. It's a whole Darwinian experience that I don't need to talk to you about. But we have consciousness up until a certain time, and then we get big and strong, and then we lose that consciousness and just sort of turn into order followers.
Oh, okay. That happens to me when I became an adult.
You're not wrong.
Right. Okay, but who orders from who?
Well, I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
Listen, lady, I was sitting under my rock enjoying some Vivaldi, and 3.5 seconds later, I was here. There was a big and some stuff happened, a lot of explosion in the water, and then I was gone.
How
Is
it
there
goes.
anything more you can tell me?
I sure hope you don't kill me. I don't want to die.
Give me one compelling reason not to kill you.
I'll help you find him.
I just crush him in the head. I just kind of smush him.
You
I
really?
just kind of put him down. I just kind of like give him a smush.
Can Arnold just like put his hand out and just like stop this person and be like, Tess, one second.
Tess is really triggered by shellfish. She's really, she's like,
Yeah,
house
your nose is already starting to balloon up like a hornet. Like
yeah.
Dog it.
She's like
It's like the
allergic. She's so stressed out.
It's like the
Does Arnold
opposite of a
stop me?
shellfish allergy. Rather than shellfish killing her, she just kills any fucking crab or crustacean she lays her eyes on.
Arnold,
Yeah,
I
she's
think
a
you're
vegan,
I
but
think
she's
you're
a
close.
murderous vegan.
I think you're close enough that you can at least say something and like get
It's
it,
like,
get
oh,
involved in.
we could sell this meat at the restaurant. I mean, just like, just,
No, don't kill him. We should sell his corpse for money.
Yeah, we're a fantasy Red Lobster now.
Mel,
Lobster goes great with beef.
you hear a commotion from the hallway that you guys walked in, and you hear some light splashing, and you see a person that looks like they work in the house. They've got sort of like a general manservant outfit on, and their eyes are huge, and they look like at the water, and then at the library that's ruined, and at the figures, and then they go, the city watcher downstairs, they want to talk to you, Lady Growlhund. And there's a pause, and Lady Growlhund looks at Urstel Floxen, and Urstel Floxen looks at Arond, who's the guy that's the mediocre white man. He's unimportant. And then Lady Yala Growlhund says, now, the city watcher expecting someone to go and talk to them. And if you kill me, you will spend the rest of your nights in prison. So here's if I may, here's my take on this sort of situation that we've got here. You all let me go. And my bodyguard And then, you
What about
know,
your husband.
Your husband's fucked though.
oh yes, I would also like my husband to go. Yes.
Would you like the name of a good marital counselor, or like clearly there's
Oh, darling, we've been in couples
discord
therapy since
here.
'93. Don't worry.
Can
He's
the-
worried.
The year 93, not like 1993. Like,
Arnold, hit me with it.
No, it's okay. I was gonna do something that I think it's too much for what's happening right now. That's okay.
Okay.
Why don't you just run away?
That's
She
what
said- She says,
On my back.
I am going to go answer the city watch because my house is a shambles and I don't want any embarrassment on the streets. I don't want my name besmirched by this rapscallion or yourselves. So I'm going to leave. And hopefully when I come back, my husband is still alive. However, not a necessity, I will say.
It's fair.
If you would like to further discuss the Stone of Galore and perhaps retrieving it for me, I would be interested in perhaps throwing you a little coin. You could enter my employ, and I would be happy to pay you for this.
guys, be honest. Can anybody think of even one reason to not kill her that
No.
isn't because it might screw up Alex's plotline?
Not a single reason.
Not a
It's,
single
it's
one.
not
Right.
looking good.
She is
Come on,
awful.
Lane.
So wait.
What?
So Arnold immediately casts disguise self and looks just like Lady Garland.
Nice.
Clever.
And he's just like, "Oh, I'm a terrible person. I'm gonna go talk to a police officer while people murder you." What? Like, come on.
Now, excuse me, dear boy, but identity theft is not. It's not a laughing matter. Identity theft is a
I
crime.
take out my
It's
pipe
from
and
The
I just-
Office,
I
guys.
blow-
It's
I-
The Office. It's the joke from The Office, guys.
I
hate you
blow
so
in, I
much.
blow into the pipe that steals people's voices, and I just completely take her voice. I'm sick of her. I don't want to hear her speak ever again if I can help it.
Is Arnold also a Buffalo Bulls fan? I thought I was gonna be real murdery tonight, but
Garath also will like actively step in front of her to like block her path.
All right, I think she utters a God
Utter.
damn it, Arnold.
I'm sorry. I know. I was gonna
No,
do
it's good. No, it's really good. Okay. I think she continues speaking. I don't think she stopped. You pull out these pipes, and I don't think she even clocks it because to her, you're just not that important. So you blow on these pipes, and her voice is like stops like it's cut with scissors. But she continues speaking for at least like 2 or 3 more sentences that you don't hear. She just like. But like no words come out, no voice, no breath, no nothing, until she finally realizes by your reaction that she isn't speaking anymore. And her face grows red as she tries to yell, and you see this flush build from her collar. She gets like more and more and more upset. But Arnold, you feel that very fine bone vibration in your pipes as you feel something alive rattling in the metal beneath your fingertips.
I'm into it. I mean, I'm not into it.
Okay, Ursula.
Yeah.
I would like to talk to the mediocre white man.
Yes. Okay.
Said no one ever.
Right? Fuck. God, way too many of those in my life.
Yeah, 3 of them are in the Zoom
No, I
call.
was like, hey, what's up? All
It
right,
was implied.
let's do it.
I want to turn to him and say, clearly, your wife here, now that she's finally shut the fuck up, does not care if you live or die. So, is there anything else that you want to tell us that you think might help? And also, I mean, do you want to leave with us? Like, shit, she's trying to kill you. There's a
Yeah,
more
look, I don't
eloquent way
think
to
it's worth
say that, but
threatening
I'm
this
still like
guy.
a little bit drunk. I'm not gonna lie.
He says in his phony baloney character voice, "Oh, please don't kill me. I do want to live. This knife is very tight. I can tell you about my lovely wife's business dealings, but I would like to live. Also, why can't she speak? That seems weird. Nobody's really talking about that.
Don't worry about that. how about you tell us about business dealings? And I'm sure our lovely new friend here, who would also like to know about her business dealings, would be happy to let you go. And I kind of look at our Russian friend, fantasy Russian friend.
Urstel's face darkens and gets a little defensive, pretty obviously, but he doesn't say anything. Arond Growlhund says, "Oh, now I don't really know. I mean, I do what my wife tells me. I'm a good husband. Do what my wife tells me. And all I know is she told me to buy a bunch of property on the dock ward, right? The way that you become famous, or not famous, but wealthy in this town, and you gain status up to the closed council, is you have more property. So I've been buying it along the dock ward, and that's where she told me to do it. For the first time, Dianna, and actually everybody, you hear Rainier Neverember pipe up behind you, slurring his words. He's not doing so hot, but he says, the dock ward, you say? This is curious to me. This is Zenithar Guild territory. These are gang buildings. There is no reason this man should be buying these buildings, not an established nobleman like himself. There is no way he would even get his hands on the deeds. I tell you, my friends, this stinks to high heaven.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
The properties. This is Tess. Tess has forgotten that she's pretending that she's just a cow. She's really mad about her nose.
Well, hey, we've established that Tess is a cow, can speak common. So if you want to get in here, Tess,
get
in here.
Yeah, Tess was pretending that she was just a cow to kind of stay out of it. Okay, well, it sounds like those properties might have something to do with the money that's buried. No? If he's buying up properties in weird places?
Okay, so Tess, you would not, or Jess, I'm sorry, you wouldn't know this. This is before your time. A lot of like the story that is being built thus far is based on a gang war between two factions, the Xanathar Guild on one side and the Zentarim, or the Black Network, on the other side.
Okay.
Something happened between these two groups that has caused tension. The one group sort of like kidnapped Rainier Neverember, and then there was a kerfuffle, and he exchanged hands a couple of times. So the fact that this very prominent noble woman acting through the mediocre white man is buying these essentially gang district buildings, sort of hints along those storylines, which you put together very smartly, but you wouldn't necessarily have that context.
Okay.
Actually, she would have if she watched our episodes. No, I'm
bro, don't pretend that you've watched our episodes. Like, come on.
I watched our episodes. Yeah. I would like to say to the mediocre white man, you said you would tell us her dealing. I mean, buying property, that's interesting, but we're gonna need a little bit more, because I'm gonna let my friend here decide if what you've told us is enough for him to not kill you. And I gotta tell you right now, what you just told us, I don't think that's enough. And I kind of look at our new Russian friend again.
Okay, aligning yourself with Urstel Floxen. That's a good play.
Well, I saw he was a little cranky that I was like, maybe I'll let you live. So I'm going to get him back on our side and be like, it's up to you.
Nice.
But like,
yeah. Urstel Floxen definitely like brightens at the idea of some casual murder. Big fan.
as long as it's not him.
Me too.
Arond Growlhund sputters. I tell you, I don't want to die. I'm just following orders. Yes, I'm just a good husband doing what my wife tells me. But perhaps it's maybe the Stone of Galore isn't quite what my wife thinks it is.
Bang, good enough for us. All right. Let's get out of here.
That is not what you're not going to leave us on that. The fuck is wrong with you? What do you mean it's not quite
Well,
what
to
she
be fair,
thinks it
there
is?
are like cops downstairs.
and I mean,
Lady,
at
this point,
now, I guess.
At this point, I think Lady Yala Gralhund has walked out of the room.
No,
Unless
I'm
Arnold.
actively
The
like,
real one or
blocking
the
her.
fake?
All right.
Yeah.
So she's sputtering, trying to catch her voice, and is going to try and like make a break towards the exit.
Can I
run
stop
after
her
her?
from doing that?
Yeah, everybody can for sure.
Sweet. Was that like a dex roll or?
I mean, you both can like you're close enough all as a group that you can close the distance between you and her sort of in a move.
How did she get away from Urstel? She
Yeah.
just like,
Ursula never had her.
He wasn't like close to
Ursula
her.
has the husband.
Oh, that's
So
okay. Well, I
Ursula
thought
has the
guard
husband.
Okay.
The guard, Lady Yala Gralhund has the half orc bodyguard, which has sort of kept her from being taken by any of these bad men.
Okay.
But she and the bodyguard are gonna try and exit the room. Tess, what's the play?
I want to do like a little cow kicky thing, and I just like yeet the lobster crab towards the orc's face.
Huh.
So I'm taking out the orc. So you guys-
Okay.
Wait, I have an idea.
Okay, what's your idea, though?
While the orc is like discombobulated from the lobster in his face, Arnold, you should run in next to Lady Growlhund and like spin next to each other.
Yeah, ask us anything.
So that when the orc gets the lobster off, he doesn't know which is the right Lady Growlhund.
All right, let's do this. Tess, roll a d20 and add 2 to it. That's going to be your dex score. We're going to see how well you huck this lobster at this unsuspecting bodyguard who's literally just doing his job.
16.
All right, you don't hit his face. I think
Okay.
you hit. I think it lands on his torso,
Because
and
of the
instinctively sort of like claws
nipple.
up,
Nips. Yeah.
and you hear a frantic voice say, "1 second, hang on, I gotta close my door."
Can we use this opportunity to take a pee break?
Yeah, let's do that. That's fine.
Great, I gotta piss real bad.
Me too.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Critically Stupid. I am so glad you're here. My name is Alexander James. I am your friendly neighborhood dungeon master and plant enthusiast. I call myself a plant witch on Twitter. You can see them all up here behind me. I'm very bad at this mirroring thing. They're behind me. You see them. I love plants. Give me just a couple of seconds. I'll have you right back to the episode. For legal reasons, we are playing Waterdeep Dragon Heist, an official Dungeons & Dragons licensed module, written by Chris Perkins, Scott Fitzgerald Gray, Kim Mohan, and Michelle Carter. If you or any of your friends would like to get into Dungeons & Dragons, now that Wizards of the Coast has finally recanted their horrible take on the open gaming license, I suggest you go to dnd.wizards.com, check out all of the cool materials that they have there for you and your gang to use and produce content for free. They've got cool stuff. Like, they've got a D&D branded bicycle with 8 wheels. And, like, people wrote in and said, hey, Wizards, we only need 2 wheels for a bicycle. And they're like, aha, but the octocycle is going to take us into the future. And we were all like, all right, I guess. But so go to dnd.wizards.com. Check out the octocycle. It's revolutionary, apparently. If you would like to end up as a character on our show, you can tweet us at CritStupid. Tell us what you thought of the most recent episode. Tell us if you think you're enjoying our brand new theme song or our new formats that's closer to the 1.5 to 2 hour mark. Or tell Alex, me personally, you can tell me that I have bad hair. And I'm going to say, well, okay, you're more than welcome to have your opinion, but it's hurtful. But you can end up as a character on our show, like the character you're about to meet, Jess Apostrophe. Jess Apostrophe, obviously based on her real life counterpart, Jess at Soft Apocalypses, SOFTAPOCOLYPSES. If you ask me to spell apocalypses again, I promise you I will not be able to do it. Jess is one of our newer fans, has been doing a great job tweeting about the show and retweeting all of our tweets. So Jess, thank you so much for your support. I hope you enjoy the interesting choices that I made with your character, and let's leave it at that. I'm sure you'll be back because you were a smash hit. We are doing a big push trying to get to that magical number of 1,000 subscribers on YouTube so that we can monetize the show, so that we can get access to better recording software, better mics, better cameras. So if you haven't yet, I would super appreciate it if you could subscribe, if you could tell a friend to subscribe, and if you have a friend that you think maybe would like our particular brand of idiot comedy, if you could suggest that they listen to the show, I would super appreciate it. And I think that's all I got. I'm going to let you get back to it. Thank you so much for listening to me ramble. And you take it squeezy out there. All right. I love you.
Looking for some classic Lord of the Rings-esque fantasy adventures? No? Good. Because if you're looking for a wacky ride full of exploding trains, magic hand cannons, face shenanigans, drunk birds, and excessive love of war gongs, come on down to Roll Around and Find Out. We're a bunch of writers, comics folk, and weapon buffs come together for some good old D&D fun. Check us out Tuesdays on Twitch.
This hurled crustacean lands on this half-orc, sort of like splattering wetly across his chest, and like clamps automatically and says, "Oh gosh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it." But the half-orc is like kerfuffled enough, Arnold, if you want to get in and try something in this with Lady Yalagralhunt.
Okay,
Spin her around a bunch of times and then
we might as well. Okay, I'm gonna try. So from my perspective, I'd kind of have to run kind of past this lobster orc situation to get to Lady Growlhund, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
As I do that, I want to kind of like put my hand on him and cast Charm Person on the guard.
All right. I save out of that, right?
Yes, it's a Wisdom 13.
I rolled a fucking not that bad.
Yes. Okay.
So you see him relax, and the sort of like the two hands that had previously, like, he'd been holding his sword sort of like upright and staunch and very imposing. But he sort of like relaxes and sort of like slides it onto his shoulder, sort of Babe Ruth style.
Awesome. So as that happens, I kind of like spin around with Lady Growlhund and kind of like stand next to her and be like, "What are you doing?"
Like when
the young man.
When you mix up different cuts or whatever.
Yeah.
And she can't say shit.
Yeah, she. Oh yeah, remember?
That's true. I forgot about that shit.
I think she immediately exclaims. You see her sort of like straighten her shoulders and go like this. But when she opens her mouth, nothing but air comes out.
Okay. So since like I was so close to her, I'm gonna hope that no one else heard that, and I'm just gonna go like this as well.
All right. Okay. So you're both mute, angry, and miming.
Yes.
Can we tell which one is the real?
I'm not 100% sure.
Do they smell different?
Oh. My nose is swollen shut, girl.
Yeah, but
that's true.
But Josh Pat would know.
Woo-hoo,
and I
yeah.
think
Josh
that
Pat
Josh
might
Pat might like jump off of the cow's back and like bite her in like he hates being wet, so he's gonna be cranky about that.
Yeah. Does he bite the right one?
I think he would, because they would smell different. It's like people smell different. I mean, he's a dog, and dogs can tell when people.
So I know they're trying to figure out like which one is which. Can I, since I have Charm Person on this orc who is now technically my bodyguard, right? Can I be like, get him now and cover his mouth? I believe he's magic of some sort. He put a spell on me. I don't let him do it again.
And then Josh Pat launches and
I'm telling the guard. My hope is that the guard will think that the actual Lady Growlhund is Arnold pretending to be Lady Growlhund and will cover her mouth.
I get it.
Effectively, like canceling out the fact that she can't speak, so he won't even know that she can't speak, and will think that the spell is over because no one really knows how the spell works except for me and the gang basically.
So I think the half orc looks at you. And his face pulls into confusion. And he says, You want me to cover her mouth?
I want you to cover his mouth. I'm just Lady Growlhund.
You're right. The wizard who's not a wizard but looks like you.
100%.
Cover his mouth.
Do it immediately, please.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You got it.
Because I'm still Arnold. I can't I'll do my
Blood.
best to be Lady Growlhorn, but I have to be somewhat nice. I can't.
Okay, I think he drops his greatsword and hustles over to the real Lady Yala Growlhund, and claps a massive hand over her mouth, which covers her like half her face. Like his hand is huge.
Is there still a lobster on him?
And you hear a small voice come from sort of between the Growlhund orc commotion, be like, "Oh gosh, please get me out of here! It smells so bad."
You're clamped on, dude. Just unclamp.
That's what the lobster voice reminds me of. It reminds me of the Jiminy Cricket voice from the new Puss in Boots movie.
Piss and Boots is a way better title, though.
Piss and Boots, yeah. So now I'm just picturing the lobster on the orc chest, just like commentating as to what's going on.
Oh man.
But you successfully get this lady's mouth sealed up. I think at this point, the maid in the hallway's eyes are sort of like fucking huge, and this person is like looking at you all like, what the fuck just happened?
So can I tell the maid what's Lady Growl? So I basically, so as Lady Growlhorn, say to the maid, please go tell the directors that I'll be out in a second to address them. I have some business here. I'm a very important person, as they know. Just kind of like dismiss her, like hoping to get the maid out of here, like saying like,
give me a perception check, Arnold. Let me see how imperious you can be on a dime.
You said please. You already don't sound like her.
You can't really get rid of
I
Arnold.
have to be nice about it. Yeah. You said perception, right? Yeah.
Persuasion.
Or persuasion. I'm sorry, persuasion. Oh my god, I killed this so bad, guys. 25.
Oof, Jesus. Yeah. All right. She immediately, without question, says like, yeah, you got it. Turns around and leaves.
Yes. Okay. So I kind of like turn around and I'm just like, I cast minor illusion like to Garion in his ear like I tried before, and I'm kind of like, it's me. I'm the one. It's me.
I'm the problem. It's me.
It's me.
I can't help but picture, like, from the perspective of this maid, Lady Growlhund is like, I'm very important. Meanwhile, her room is flooded. Her guard is gagging someone who looks identical. Her husband has a knife to her throat. Can't you
There's
see
a wolf
that
and
I'm
a
busy here?
cow.
There's a cow and a wolf and a lobster.
That's a hell of a party. Since we bought ourselves a little more time, I would like the mediocre white man to answer the original question that Garath so rudely interrupted, which is gonna need you to elaborate on what you mean by your not so loving wife not knowing what the Stone of Galore really is. What's that about? And there's a knife against your throat, so it's probably in your best interest to just tell us what you know, because I'm leaving it up to this guy if what you tell us is interesting enough. It's worth enough.
You hear splashing as Erstal Floxen closes the distance between him and Arond Growlhund. And he says, yes, I am also very curious about this stone that is not a stone. Perhaps, Albert, if you could, yes, please. And you hear Arond go to like, as the knife to his throat sort of like closes, and you see a little teardrop of carmine build at the tip of the blade. And Arond goes, okay. Hey, I'm sorry. I'm just, I'm an amateur scholar in my free time, and I read a lot of books, and I've got a lot of magical artifacts in my study. And one of them, with the books, not the artifacts. I'm sorry. I'm a little confused. I'm a little bewildered. I don't think the stone is a stone. I think it's I think it's like a creature, or like I think it's alive.
Garath scoffs. This guy reads books, thinks he's better than us.
I don't have any like proof. It was just sort of something that like I was thinking about as Yala was doing all of her cool stuff with the spies and the Black Network and the deal she cut with Xanathar, and like I'm so sorry. I don't want to die.
Ooh, deal she
What?
cut with Xanathar. Isn't our little Russian friend part of the Zentarim? You're probably real interested in whatever deal she's cutting with your rival gang, I would think. I know I'm interested.
Yes, I am going to need you to speak very carefully here, mister. Now listen to me. Hey, friend, look at me. My name is Erstl Flux, and I am your amigo, as I've heard you say before. I am your friend. I've lived in your house, shared your food. We are good buddies. What deal has your wife cut with the Xanathar Guild?
You're waiting for a response, but it's you.
He's looking for the voice.
I'm trying to
like-
literally said I don't want to talk to myself in this fucking episode.
But I just
Okay,
talked. I'm
here's the
clearly
thing,
still
Alex.
listening and
Nothing,
talking,
yeah.
but
We're chipping in, but you addressed another NPC and asked him a direct question.
I
What did
get
you want
it,
to be
I
like,
get it.
Yeah.
I think Arond Growlhund. I think Arond Growlhund says, Y'all promised to deliver the stone to the Xanathar Guildmaster in exchange for a seat on the closed council.
Not any of that means.
oh, it means she
How
doesn't
is the
actually wants
Xanath-
the money.
How is the Xanathar guild or gang leader capable of providing her a seat on the council? That's my question.
I don't know. Those are closed meetings between my wife and the Xanathar Guildmaster. I'm not a part of. I just do what she says. I just buy where she says to buy, and I read my books, and I have a cool study, and I'm just, please don't kill me.
Damn, bro.
I've told you everything I know.
Damn, bro. Your
What?
wife is having private meetings with the Xanathar gang member. That's not your wife no more, dog. She's cheating on you.
Damn. Why can't
So-
she just
Who's
be a
with the
woman who's
curves?
interested in power?
Because I don't like her.
All right.
So what is the stone then that her little nimble righty friend just took off with? If you're telling us that the stone is maybe not a stone, what was that?
I don't know. I'll tell you what, it scared the piss out of me, though.
So, okay, can you tell us what evidence you have that it's a living creature? Like, what made you think that? Like, obviously, you didn't just come up with that magically, right? Like, what makes you think that it's some sort of creature?
Is Yala Grauhund asking him this question?
Apparently.
No, I am. I think I'm assuming everyone in the room. I'm okay
But
with
are you-
no, the
you
guard
look-
knows.
you
So
are
I'm gonna say
Yala
yes. I'm like
Grauhund.
yes. So I have to.
But it's a bit like it's something that Yala would probably want to fucking know if her
Yes, so
husband's
I'm,
like,
yeah, so I'm
"Hey,
like,
don't know
are you
this
saying it's not a key, husband? Are you supposed to tell me everything? How dare you do this?
As,
Keep
part,
things
as
from me.
part of the bit, hey, shut up, you. We still might kill you later. We're not sure which is which.
Just kill both.
Yeah,
we
why
just
not?
kill
Why
you.
not?
May as well. Who needs him?
Y'all, please don't be mad at me. I read it in a book, and I've tried to talk to you about books before, but I know you don't like them because you think the words, as you have said, words on a page are dumb, and I get it.
She can't read either.
But,
Oh my
No
god,
one
me
maybe
neither.
judged her too harshly.
but listen, if you come into my study, it'll all make sense.
Okay.
Or you
Can-
could just be
can-
quiet and nobody's saying.
So
I was
So
thinking, thank you.
Did
so-
Tess smell the stone?
Tess
Like,
is-
did she catch a whiff of what?
No.
She was in the room when it was flying through the air.
elephants.
oh, before
I think there's a lot of really strong test smells in this room. In this immediate moment, I think you smell the seawater more than anything else because of like the immediate memories
But
that it's.
before the seawater. Or did she just smell bees?
I think you just smell bees. I
May
mean,
have
like
just smelled bees.
it's a pretty deep pull to be like, do I know where this rock is? Like
It's actually not a rock. It might be a living
What was
thing.
that?
it was an echo of my voice, I think, in Jess's speakers.
That's interesting. Okay, so I like as trying to keep with Lady Growlhund tone as much as I can. I'm just like, take us there immediately. Let's just get this over with. I have people to speak with in the other room. This is ridiculous. This is absurd. So I say,
Okay.
I was like, you're welcome to kill my husband after this information. You know.
I think Arond Gralhund leads you out of the library, walking carefully with his hands up as there is a knife to his throat. down a short hallway to a sturdy looking door that he produces a key from his pocket for, and he unlocks and slides open. And you are all looking at a very curious scene. You were looking at a very lush, mahogany-bound study with floor-to-ceiling bookshelves in a state of complete disarray.
Water pour in when we open the door?
No. The floor is completely dry. However, the books have been torn off the shelves and sheared in half. There are bits of paper fluttering from the shattered window, almost in like a sort of blizzard. There are cases and places on the bookshelves, not reserved for books, but for pieces of like magical artifacts. In one, you see like a rotating dodecahedron. In another, you see an illuminated lantern sort of like flickering with an eerie blue-green glow. But some of them have been shattered and broken into, and others still have been neatly opened and picked clean. And in the corner, you see a fluttering small cowl, like it was shaped for a child-sized person. However, you hear a Rond Growlhund gasp in surprise as you see. So a few episodes ago, when you guys were lining up to the Battle of the Bards, you were standing in front of a group of cowboys in assless chaps.
Yes, we were.
You were?
Yes,
You
we
were.
were.
Remember this. Yeah.
The cowboys in assless chaps were standing in front of a high school drum line. I'm sorry. The high school drumline was standing in front of the cowboys with the assless chaps because they're minors, and this is very important. Garath pointed this out in the moment. I do
remember that, actually.
You see a drummer from the high school drumline very carefully inserting her drumsticks into a ticking, what almost looks to be like an arcane trap, and she sets one drumstick on a final tumbler. And with a muted whir, this ticking trap stops ticking, and she lifts up the case. Inside is some sort of like gold-bound, whirling, sort of like compass-esque situation. But she looks up just as you guys open the door, and she goes, "Oh, well, this is awkward. I'm gonna go."
How about you tell us what you were doing before you go?
Why don't you give me that shiny thing?
She reaches in and picks up the shiny thing and puts it in a pocket of her liveried coat.
You're gonna
Garath is like hurriedly advancing.
All right, Garath, so you're gonna push past the fake Lady Yala Gralhan, the real Lady Yala Gralhan, and Oran to get into this room.
Yeah.
Okay. Arnold, are you gonna let him pass? Are you gonna, let
go ahead.
Garath take the room? Okay. So Garath, it's just you and this thief. And she looks at you. You are looking at a woman with a riot of purple hair. It's almost like neon purple flames, sort of like roiling back from her roiling back from her head. She's got like a drummer's hat on and like the whole uniform. Like she looks like she was supposed to be at the Battle of the Bards. And she whirls one drumstick between her fingers, and she looks at you and she raises an eyebrows and says, "Well, what can I do for you?"
So what's in that box looks awful shiny there.
Sure it is. And my fence is going to love it. It's going to make me a pretty penny.
I'm sure. Just to, fill out my encyclopedia here. What is that?
Nothing you need to worry about.
It rapidly is becoming so.
Tell you what, you could tell all your friends that you saw the Black Viper's face instead of just an empty window. Pretty cool for you, huh?
I'll tell you that we've seen it, they've seen it, the cops downstairs are about to see it, and believe it or not, you're kind of cornered. And also, you have a corny-ass nickname. Were you gonna leave a calling card when you left too? Be honest.
Her hand pauses, frozen between her pocket and the empty air, and she says, "No, no, certifiably no." No calling card. Just the empty air. And she turns and Gareth, you see that. So there, this study has like a wall of like windows, sort of like looking out onto the manicured courtyard of this mansion, but is like obviously outside of the windows is a scene of chaos. However, one of the windows is open clearly where this thief has like gained access. And she goes to sort of like, I think nimbly. There's a rope dangling on the outside of the window, and she goes and rushes to sort of like grab it. But she,
how'd she do?
I
Sounds
feel
like
like
she's really good.
I think she misses the rope and just throws herself out the window.
You'll never
you
take
hear-
me alive, coppers.
You hear a like a rustling, and then like there's like a thump and like a deep set like. Ugh!
The Viper is my new favorite character in this campaign.
Gareth, you make it to the window just in time to see like a shadowy figure pick themselves up from the bushes outside this mansion.
Limping away and
Yeah, she limps into the open air and turns back to you, and you see the drummer's hat like perched onto her face. And she holds up the glittery shiny thing and says,
Hey, okay, go on.
No, go ahead, Arnold.
I was gonna, while this is happening, can I look at my husband, and just be like, was that an important thing that we needed?
Oh God, no, yes, it was incredibly important to me. I've told you all about it, y'all. That's the timekeeper's Tickerton.
Holy shit!
It's priceless. It was the last artifact of an ancient civilization.
You know, I never listened to you.
Yeah.
Does it do anything?
Well, it ticks quite crazily. You know, every 54th tick is just a little bit out of sync.
But does it
Broken.
do anything?
Is it magic?
It's very valuable.
That's not what I asked.
asked,
You got
but
a
good
knife against your
information.
throat.
No, it doesn't do anything. It's just cool.
Yes.
That's all.
Holy shit! That's got to be the episode title.
Doesn't do anything.
No, it doesn't do anything. It's just cool.
I mean, like that's my brand. Honestly, I don't really do anything. I just try to exude cool.
I mean, but you're cool.
Oh, see, I'm
You
successful.
don't
then.
have to do anything.
Really quick,
Well, I don't do anything.
the last words you hear, Gareth, sort of like hurled up at this window. You see this woman's face like grow in a big grin, and she says, "I'll tell you what, kid, because you got pretty close. Jessica apostrophe doesn't lose to no one, and I'll see you around the bend. Hey, listen to me. Hey, that's the way the cookie crumbles."
Oh
you
my
see her
god!
just
it's
like-
all
She takes a
platitude.
calling card out of her back pocket, throws it out.
Yeah, she takes the calling card out of her pocket and throws it onto the grass, and you see her run. Like no fancy tricks, no like plume of smoke. She just runs out of the courtyard.
She has like a slight limp.
Yeah.
Gareth just turns around, motions out the window. I hate her.
So go
Arond
ahead.
Gralhund looks at his desecrated studio, his face agog, and says, "Oh, my studio! They took all of my cool stuff. Y'all, do you see this? Y'all, you care, right?"
Of course I care, darling, but we have business at hand. We will take care of all this. We are very wealthy. Do you not remember this? I will replace everything of worth and value. Let's just talk about what you came to show us. Remember, you called us all here?
Oh, right, yeah. So it was in, oh gosh. He points to one of the bookcases that has been rifled through. And when I say rifled through, I mean like every book out of this bookcase has been torn off the shelves and ripped open, and then like further ripped in half, and pages have been like thrown all across the place. You guys are walking on like shredded books and torn papers with like tiny child-sized boot prints on them. And he points to a case that's set in a very ornate gold frame on the bookshelf that's been very clumsily shattered into and emptied. And he says, "Oh, it was that."
Well, what was that?
I read a book that said that there was a creature. I don't know what it's called, but it could hop from world to world, and it was horrible. It was a real bad guy, and I think it got turned into this stone. I don't know how. Listen, the research is there, but the books are all over the place. It's gonna take me forever to teach you. But like, I think that's the stone of Galore. I don't think Galore is who the stone belonged to. I think it's who's in the stone.
That's
God, it took
badass.
way too long for him to fucking tell us that. Jesus.
There's a knife to my throat, lady. You be cohesive
That
when your
would
life's on
you
the
think
line.
would inspire you to tell us a little bit faster.
I'm rich and in the 1%, and I can talk as much as I want.
You know what? As much as all of these words are being spoken, it kind of sounds like that's a magic teleporty stone, and I want it. I want to have it. It sounds like
yeah, I mean, I kind of want it because something can get me home, despite the fact that I lost my keys. So it's
Oh,
really
yeah.
useful thing. Home, y'all.
So can I, as her, or as his wife, can I ask? So in your reading, what worlds can this thing travel to, and how can we follow this nimble right that might have taken it? Like, is there a way that you know of?
Oh, Yala?
Yes. I want these ruffians, these idiots, these imbeciles. And I do that.
Arnold, I'm going to need a pretty sizable persuasion check from you.
I can do this. Don't be a 1. Oh my God, dude. I got a 20.
Yes! A nat 20?
A nat 20.
Oh, okay. The bubble of consternation across his face eases just a little bit. And he says, "Oh, God, okay." For a second there, I thought, it doesn't matter. I thought you were a horrible perpetrator of a heinous crime of impersonating my wife. But clearly it's you.
Yes.
Because nobody's mean to me just the way you are. Yala, you made a map of where the Nimblewright was going to go. We talked about this the other night when we were in bed after the good times.
After this.
So yeah. So I kind of like blush a little, and I'm just like, you know how much I have on my mind. I where have I put the map? I've placed it. I have so much going on. I'm trying to talk to this young ruffian over here about his award, and all these other things. I want to know where that is and where the map is.
It's been a chaotic night. I barely even remember how we got here.
He says, well, you gave it to me for safekeeping. I think it's here. And he uses the same key that he opened the door with on a secret compartment in his desk. You see you hear the deep set rattling of like hidden machinery in this desk as a secret drawer slides open, and he pulls a sheaf of parchment out that's been folded over many times. And he says, "Oh, it's here. I don't know if I should give it to you, but this is where you said you were going to have the Nimblewright go if he got the stone. So I guess here you go."
So yeah, I take it immediately, and I'm just like,
I'm gonna like snatch it from her hands, because realistically, Garath would not want Lady Garath to have that. I'm like, nah, give me that. I'm not having you have that. This is information for our eyes only, unfortunately.
So how close is Garath to me? I imagine if he's snatching something to me, he's very close, right?
Yeah, I mean, like this study is like 15
very
feet
close.
big. You guys are all together.
I want to like kind of put my leg out to like kick him, just so he becomes aware of the obvious illusion. Because I think like upon physical inspection, you're supposed to know. I
think Garath is aware. He's just playing along.
Okay, is that what it is?
Because you guys aren't alone. Because Urstel Floxen and his gang came with you.
Of course. Okay, that's fine. As long as I know
because
he
like
knows.
yeah,
That's
I don't.
okay.
Gareth was very clearly like does not like Lady Growlhund.
Yeah.
But he does like Arnold, so it would make sense for him just to be tight with her all of a sudden.
Okay.
You
cool.
hear a voice behind you pipe up and say, perhaps I could be the holder of this map. I am thinking that we are all aligned in our workings together, and perhaps it might be better if I could hold the map for us. I am connected to many people in the Black Network, and we could be of assistance.
You know what? You know what?
You turned into Dr. Evil.
how hard?
Shut up! Shut up!
That was gorgeous.
How hard would it be for Gareth to make a copy of the map?
Very.
How hard would it be to make a rough copy?
I could 100% do it though. Like if I see the map, I can recreate it with minor illusion.
Bang.
All right. I will tell you,
But go ahead.
this guy has handed you a folded piece of parchment. You have not looked at the map
No.
yet.
Yes.
Okay, so after what's his face? Russian guy.
Mm-hmm.
What's his name? Ernest?
What's it? No, what's his name? I've said it like, I don't know, 10 times.
Like Ernesto?
Bristol Floxen.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So when
No, Gareth, what is it? What is it? You just heard it.
Yeah, okay, so when after Eugene asked me
It's Eugene now.
okay, anyway, sorry. After Eustace asked me where if you could hold the map. So I'm gonna say you know what? Sure, you can hold the map. Just let me take a peek. I think it's only fair if we at least get a glance at it. You know, you're gonna be holding on to it. I wanna get my bearings. And so I'm gonna like open it, but so that it's like very clearly in Arnold's like line of sight so that he can
Okay.
see it. And then
Is it
That's
clear
like
that
nudges.
Do you need me
Josh
to roll
P.
for that? Can I get a good look at it?
You can get a good look at it. I'm sorry, I didn't hear Tess.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Just Tess like nudges Josh P to like go sniff it because she can't sniff. It's like, hey, go.
Right, your nostrils are blocked from the shellfish.
Yeah, my
allergy.
nostrils are swollen. They're
Yeah.
actually like.
It's
big
not
inside my
great
head.
for you, Tess.
Not
It's pretty
good.
uncomfortable.
I kind of need a fantasy EpiPen. Yeah.
I imagine Tess talking just like, okay, does it smell like the future? I need you to tell me if it smells like the future.
I think you sort of like push your tail to like propel Josh Pat up your back. And Josh Pat now leaps off you because there's no more stinky water to land into, and starts sniffing all around. And immediately gets distracted from the map and starts growling and snapping at this small cape that is fluttering in one corner.
Ooh. Okay, that would immediately have Tess's full attention.
It would have Mel. I mean, anything with Josh Pad is going to have Mel's attention.
Mel, you recognize one of the cloaks that one of these goobers was wearing earlier in the evening.
Like
Interesting.
already, can I tell if it was? Can I tell how long it's been in there? Like, is there like dust on it? Was it left there in a hurry?
I'd
The blood
actually
on it?
I'd love to keep Arnold and Garath with the map, and I'd love to have
Oh,
Mel
yeah.
and Tess do the goobers thing just to keep the lines tight.
I think Tess would go over
Somebody
and
else
grab the
do that
cape,
then.
if possible.
I'm sorry, Tess, one more time.
Tess would go over and grab the cape. if
Okay.
possible.
You definitely recognize one of the cowls that these goobers were wearing earlier. And actually, as you're looking around, the shattered cases on the shelves and the torn off books only go about 5 or 6 feet up. And then the tops of these bookshelves are sort of like untouched and sort of
Almost
like
like-
whole.
It was burgled by a short creature of sorts, almost like a little goober. Of some kind.
Just a little guy.
Almost.
I
No, let's
think
do
I
that
would
information.
ask Ron, whatever the fuck his name is.
You got it, Arand. Yeah, you nailed it.
Sweet. What can you tell me about this cape in your study?
I've never seen that before in my life. Please don't kill me. I have no idea what that is.
I think it's funny that every sentence that this guy said has include "please don't kill me" or "I don't want to die" in it at least once.
Hey man, he's a mediocre white man. What do you want me to tell you? Like that's
You
just
know,
what we sound like.
marriage, like I don't know. I feel a little bad for him. Not super bad, but like a little bad.
I love that movie.
All right, Gareth, you open this map, sort of like angling it so like the fake Lady Yalla Gralhund can see it. And Arnold, you clock enough details of this map to know that whatever X that marks the spot is in the Waterdeep harbor, close to the docks.
Okay. Is that where Lady Gralhund's been buying up property?
Yes.
Or do I know that? I mean, they said around the docks. I mean, is there anything?
No. They said that Arond Gralhund had been buying property around the docks. You're not exactly sure where, but it's in that general vicinity.
Okay, that's all I was asking. Okay.
I mean, is there any reason why we couldn't just all of us look at it together in the study, and then Arnold would get a very solid look, and then we could like why why not just be like, yeah, you can hold on to it, but hey, let's just look at it together. We're aligning with each other now.
That's what I just said.
Let's just take a fucking look at it together.
That's the exact thing I said.
Well, I was operating.
You said you were opening it for you to see before.
Yeah,
you
like I
think
you
were giving Lady Gralhund like just open it.
But the whole point of me opening it was so that Arnold could look at it, so that he could memorize it to reproduce it later. Yes. Everyone else can take a look. That's fine.
All right.
What if we all take a look, destroy it, and not give it to what's his face?
So.
No,
yeah, I'm gonna let the cow take a look. Oh no, it's eating it. Oh my god.
So
she's gonna. I was like, oh, I'm so hungry. Let's.
You
the cow ate my homework.
Oh my god.
Cow ate the map.
The cow ate the quest.
You open this map, and you see the sort of like X marks the spot is it's actually a pier, sort of towards the southwestern end of the dock ward, where you guys have sort of spent some time along the dock ward. If you'll remember, that's where you went to the Skewer Dragon to look at to find traces of missing Floon, and then you went to the old Zobob's shop, like that sort of like area of the dock ward. This sort of like skews to the southwest of that, where it turns into more like isolated warehouses and places of the dock ward where like it's very much less trafficked. But the X on this map goes to the end of one of these long piers.
So can I what was his name? Can I turn to Urstel Floxen as Lady Gralhund and say, my good ruffian, what do you have any business with the stone beyond the money?
Let's lean over and just take one bite out of the map, exactly where the X is. It's like,
yes.
It's like, sorry, I haven't had anything since the Brussels sprouts.
Squidward taking a bite of that Krabby Patty.
I don't even know what to ask you to roll for a precise bite out of something.
Oh my gosh. A precise bite.
Is that like an unarmed strike?
Yeah, all right. It's an unarmed strike. Tess, roll a d20 and add 1 to it.
An unarmed strike on a map.
Okay, I got 14.
All right, I think you get the X that marks the spot, but I think you are rushing to get it. I think you're sort of like trying to stay ahead of Ursel Floxen memorizing the location on this map. And I think you shred the lower half of this map and sort of just like eat the whole thing.
Mel would not want Ursel to think that was like something, because she wants us to think that we're all like together. So she would be she'd be like, what are you doing? Like the fuck, like get that out of your mouth. What is wrong with you? Why? Yeah. How are we?
Yes, I am.
Where
I am also upset at Cow.
What the hell?
So yeah, so lady,
why is this cow here? Why has nobody addressed this yet?
So Why is this cow here?
It's just chewing, like
It's
quickly being
just
like,
now coming up.
I can't talk with my mouth full. That's rude. So she's just kind of like chewing and swallowing, and she's like, "Oh, was I not supposed to do that? Sorry."
So Lady Growlhund, like Arnold as Lady Growlhund would grab part of the map, but also rip a little more of it, like just trying to like do one of the like give me that, you foul beast! How dare you do such things?
Arnold, give me a sleight of hand check.
Okay.
While you roll that, Erstal Floxen says, "This is most upsetting. I'd speak in a deeper register now because of course this is my accent.
When
yes,
you're
I
angry.
am very upset, and so I speak in a deeper register. I have not addressed it until now, but why is this cow here? This is
it came in with us. My dog was interested in another animal. Like he didn't
He's trying to herd me.
like he's just, and I don't know why there's a cow. I am just as upset as you are. I barely got a look at it.
Right, but then it did.
Be like, what are you against cows? Why shouldn't there a cow be here?
Okay, yes, I understand the logic of this, but the cow is speaking, so like this is most concerning to me. And also, it took a bite of the map before I had a chance to look at it, so I am most upset.
I didn't
Arnold,
get a chance to look at it either. The cow there's a lot of crazy stuff happening. There were goobers. A cow wandered in with us.
I got an 11.
All right, I think you managed to tear the map, but not all the way through.
Okay. So I just want to say now I forget his name. Erstal. He still hasn't answered the question I asked him, which is just like, does he have business with the map, with the stone, the potentially living stone, aside from the money?
Arnold, this dude's face twists into one of the nastiest smiles you've ever seen in your life. Garath, you see his hands flicker behind his back, and in an act of dexterous sleight of hand, faster than almost even your hands can track, he pulls out 3 glass balls from a pouch on the back of his belt. And he says,
"He's David Bowie. I love this."
He says, "My name is David Bowie, and
the Goober King,
and welcome to fucking Pan's Labyrinth or whatever movie he was in." Yeah. Labyrinth, damn it, it's regular Labyrinth. No, he says, "My plans for the stone do not involve you. The Black Network will rise again. Vive Manchun!" And he shatters the glass balls at his feet, and the room is swallowed in a plume of acrid black smoke that stings your eyes and chokes your senses.
And he disappears in the smoke.
I know.
I assume.
Those are some acrid balls.
Acrid balls.
When the acrid ball smoke dissipates, the room is empty, and you are left with an empty study and the freshly dead form of Arond Growlhund.
Everybody's gone?
Oh no! Now we have to kill Lady Growlhund.
Well, I was